Hello again. I've been wanting to do this for quite some time now, but I've read articles online and posts and things where uh, people from outside of the United States talk about and ask for explanation on things that confuse them about what Americans do and say. And yes, I realize that as a person from the United States, I'm not the only American there is. Me in particular. Americans mean people from North America, Central America, South America. So Canadians, Mexicans, Peruvians, Brazilians, Argentinians, they're all people from, they're all Americans. Now, they may not want to be associated with American because there is a certain connotation out in the international community that Americans are loud and obnoxious, which, to be fair, we can be. There are some of us, and I hope I'm one of them, that, when I go outside the United States, I try to be respectful of what's going on. I try to pretend that I'm, not at home. You know what I mean? And when you're over at a friend's house, you obey their rules and you respect their stuff. So I try. I hope I do a good job. Anyway, I realize that as a person from the United States, there are other Americans, and I don't believe it may have been an egotistical thing to begin with. I don't really feel it is, because trying to call ourselves United Statesians or Unitedians or Statesians, it's just confusing. It's a weird word. American, it just flows. It's short, it's concise, it tells you who we are. If I say, I'm a citizen of the United States of America, that's a big mouthful. People from Russia, they're called Russians. People from England are British, or, a variety of, but they're from England, they're British. French from France, Spanish from Spain. Really concise, really short. And I think that, we're kind of lazy. I'm not going to lie. Anyway, Americanisms Explained. That's what I wanted to get to. So I've spent a couple minutes just diatribing on being an American, and let's move on. Birthday cake flavor. This is one of the first ones that I came across. What on earth do Americans mean by birthday cake flavor? Birthday cake flavor refers to yellow cake mix. We just get it in a box and it makes a yellow cake. Now, I did look this up because while I know what we mean by by birthday cake flavor, it comes from this yellow cake mix, and that's the flavor. I didn't actually realize that there was a named flavor behind it. It means vanilla custard. So, it's vanilla custard flavored. There you go. What do we mean by saying 2.5 baths? Okay, so in the United States, a full bathroom is considered to be a sink, a tub, and a bathtub, or a sink, a toilet, and a bathtub. If you have a sink, a toilet, and a bathtub, that's a full bathroom, and that's part of the big 2 number there. If you have 2 of those in your house, then you have a half bath. Now, a half bath has a sink and a toilet. It doesn't have that bathtub. Yes, it's still called a bathroom. It doesn't have a bath in it. Doesn't have a tub. Doesn't have a bathtub. It's just the sink and the toilet. So that's a half bath. Now, my in-laws, they have, their house has 2.5 baths. They have a master bathroom, which is located, you actually have to go into the master bedroom and then to get into the master bathroom. And then if you go upstairs in their house, they have another full bathroom upstairs that's for guests. But just off the kitchen area, they have a half bathroom, also for guests, also for convenience. So it's just a small bathroom, has the sink, has the toilet. If you're a guest over at their house, you don't need to go and use the shower usually. So it's just a way to put bathroom in a more convenient place and not take up so much room. That's what we mean by a half bathroom. All right. Now, blocks away. In this instance, the person was asking about what do you mean by saying something's 4 blocks away? What we mean is that you have the streets of a city, and if we look at this map representation here, let's say we live in this area right here. If we were going to say something's 4 blocks away, it refers to city blocks. And a city block is basically the area that's bordered by 4 streets. Now this one has kind of a diagonal running through it, but that wouldn't necessarily be considered a block. It's still more like this area here. So if something's 4 blocks away, you have a block here, you have this block here, you have this block, and you have this block. So this is the 4th block, so it's here in this area. That's what we mean by blocks away. We could have said like 3, however many streets north, but that's what we mean by by saying something is X number of blocks away. Oh, all right, corny. Corny is a bit harder to explain. This is referring to something that's funny, but not funny in a laugh out loud way. It's funny in a, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that kind of way. We also call these dad jokes. So if your dad is fond of puns, if your dad is, whenever somebody says a certain thing, he always says a certain joke that everybody's like, oh, I've heard this 1,000 times. That's kind of a corny joke. And there are a couple that the thing is that when I started looking at this, the minute I'm thinking, okay, what is a corny joke? Can't think of any of them. Here's one. Why shouldn't you tell secrets on a farm? Because the corn have ears and the potatoes have eyes. That's a corny joke. Not because it has corn in it, but because it's it's one of those groaners. One cob of corn like this is referred to as an ear of corn. And the places on a potato where it sprouts, those are the eyes. So corn has ears, potatoes have eyes. Why did the bike fall over? It was too tired. Bike has 2 tires. There's a corny joke. What do you call a pig that does karate? A pork chop. Pork referring to the meat, chop karate. Why did the golfer bring 2 pairs of pants? In case he got a hole in one. Why did the Clydesdale give the pony a glass of water? Because he was a little horse. What did the policeman say to his belly button? You're under a vest. These are all corny jokes. Because, for instance, the golfer bringing 2 pairs of pants, a hole in one is when you tee off and you hit the ball directly from the tee and it goes into the hole. That's a hole in one. But it also has reference to bringing another pair of pants because you don't want to get a hole in your pants. And if you did, you have a spare pair of pants. The Clydesdale. Clydesdale is a very large breed of horse, and a pony, again, is a very small breed of horse. And so the Clydesdale, large horse, gives the pony a glass of water because he's a little horse. That also refers to the fact that when your throat dries out, you can get hoarse. Not horse, H-O-R-S-E, but H-O... I'm trying to remember how to spell horse in this. H-O-A-R-S-E. It's like when you have a cold and your throat gets all raspy. Anyway, there you go. That's corny. Ivy League. What do we mean by the Ivy League? Ivy League are a set of schools that are very prestigious and located in the northeastern part of the United States. The Ivy League schools are Brown University, Columbia University, Cornell University, Dartmouth College, Harvard University, University of Pennsylvania, Princeton University, and Yale University. those are the Ivy League schools. So if you hear Ivy League, it means these schools. It refers to the fact that older buildings can sometimes have lots of ivy that grows up them. So these are the Ivy Leagues because that was seen as a more prestigious thing. All right, let's move on to the next one. Pay taxes. What do Americans say, or what do the Americans mean when they say they need to pay their taxes? Our taxes are taken out of our paychecks automatically by our employers. Usually. Sometimes not. If, say, you're in the service industry and you're, say, a waiter, waitress, you get tips. Those tips aren't put on your income. They're not taken out of your paycheck because they are not part of your paycheck. They're additional compensation. And yes, I know tipping is a weird thing. Anyway, I totally agree with that. I think we should stop tipping. I think, just we're already paying extra for the meal. Why not just pay extra for the meal and the server gets more money? Anyway, so things like tips, if you're an independent contractor, your taxes wouldn't necessarily be taken out of your paycheck. Your employer would pay you and then you would later have to go pay your taxes because that's how it works. But that's not usually what we mean by saying we need to pay our taxes. Originally, yes, that's what we meant. Because originally, taxes weren't automatically deducted from your paycheck. You had to keep track of your taxes, and there's forms and all that stuff to help you figure out what your taxes are, and then you had to go and pay them. But yes, our taxes are automatically deducted from our paychecks now. However, what we mean when we say we need to go pay our taxes is we need to file our tax forms. Here is the first few lines in this image here, the first few lines of Form 1040. And this is a way for us to acknowledge to the government that we have paid our taxes. Our taxes should be X number of dollars, and we paid X number of dollars into taxes, and our taxes should have been X number of dollars. And so with these forms that we fill out, sometimes we can get what we call a tax refund. So we tell the government, hey, we paid X number of dollars in taxes. We should have paid X number of dollars in taxes. Give me the difference. If it's appropriate, obviously. Sometimes it can be that you didn't pay enough in taxes. There's so many rules about what you can include on your tax forms and what you can't, and dependents and all this other stuff. So it's a huge nightmare to try to file your taxes. However, you might get some money back. So it's a good idea to file your taxes. It can be a substantial amount of money that you get back from the government. So that's usually what we mean by we need to pay our taxes. It's not that we need to go and actually pay the taxes. It's that we need to file our income tax forms and possibly get a refund from the government. By the same token, it's possible that we could end up paying more in taxes. So, you go with what you have to. If you don't file your taxes, then nasty people from the IRS come and audit you, and you get in a lot of trouble anyway. So it's just better to pay your taxes. And by that I mean, well, one, pay them because they're automatically getting deducted anyway, and two, you might get some money back. Peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and jelly is delicious. But, okay, so peanut butter, I assume you know what a peanut is. They may not be ubiquitous in all the world. Peanuts are a legume that we roast and salt, and they're really good. We make them into cookies, desserts, peanut butter. Jelly, on the other hand, the question was asking about peanut butter and jelly, and specifically asked if jelly was jam. Jelly is not jam. Personally, I prefer jam to jelly, and so I have a peanut butter and jam sandwich as opposed to peanut butter and jelly. But peanut butter and there's three things. You have preserves, jam, and jelly. Now, preserves are the preserved fruit itself, so it's large chunks of the fruit. It could even be, if it's, say, like raspberries or strawberries, something like that, it could be that it's the whole fruit itself preserved in gel. And then you have jam, which is more smooth consistency with smaller chunks of the fruit, but they're still the fruit. And then you have jelly, which is the jelly without the fruit bits. And there's lots of different types of jams and jellies. Grape is a popular jelly flavor. Apricot, peach. Not all of them, in my opinion, go well paired with peanut butter. Personally, I love peanut butter and strawberry jam together. They're great. Peanut butter is slightly sweet with a salty taste as well. And I like my peanut butter to be chunky. So not everything all blended up, chunks of peanuts in it. We do have creamy peanut butter, which is more the consistency of, say, Nutella, which actually peanut butter and Nutella go pretty well together too, although having those two cream consistencies, you want to have a glass of milk there, because you're going to need some liquid to soften, not soften. It can get pretty stodgy, pretty, because you've got the bread, which can be that way, and then you've got the peanut butter and the Nutella, which is that same kind of consistency. Some people don't like peanut butter and jam. They like peanut butter and honey. Personally, I don't like honey, so I stay away from it. But peanut butter and jam, it's delicious. You should try it. Get a couple of slabs of bread, peanut butter on one side, jam on the other, put them together. You have a great peanut butter and jam sandwich. I did see some once when I was in Europe at a grocery store, and when I was reading the label, it said to be used with fish. Now that sounds awful. I can't imagine why anybody would want to put peanut butter on their fish. It sounds totally nasty. But like I said, peanut butter with jam, it's slightly sweet with a salty hint in there, and it goes great paired with jam because it cuts through the sweetness of the jam. It's really good. You do have to kind of get, in my opinion, you do kind of have to get the right balance. Too much peanut butter can overpower the jam. Too much jam can overpower the peanut butter. I try to make sure they're about an even, they both look about the same consistency on both sides. There you go. Great peanut butter and jam sandwich. That's it for this video. If you like this video, if you'd like to find out more Americanisms Explained, let me know down in the comments. And until next time.